Bonsoir, mes amis. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. The first half of the introduction gives a bit of a hint as to where this video is heading, as I'll be crossing over the border from Spain to France, at least for this, as I still have two more poems from the Spain trip that will be posted within the next few days. But for now, we're going back to July, and on July 20th specifically, I came across Jane. I followed Jane Webster's The French Table on Instagram. On this particular day, I caught wind of a contest that she was running. The task to write a letter to Normandy, and it could come out in any form you chose to do it. So as I saw the post, I got to work, and this was the entry that I submitted for the competition. It's called A Letter from Bosgouet, and it goes a little something like this. If I were creating from the window of Chateau Bosgouet, I'd tell the story of a day. From the early morning dawn, the Atlantic air wafts in through the window, as if nature wanted to say to me, Bonjour, Oswald, followed by the first rays of daylight peeking in. As I wake from a fitful sleep, it's time for the morning stroll, walking around the grounds with an endless horizon ahead. Nary a soul to be found, but it's not a silent place, as the birds chirp their sweet song. I'd find a place to sit and just let myself be in the present moment. The chateau's grandeur passes through in every step taken, even if as one has a café au lait and a croissant. I tell the story of strolling through town. Although brocante isn't something I normally think of doing, seeing the various antiques and curios would lead to questions about the items and how they came to be here. The ambiance of Normandy, cloudy skies, poppies everywhere, and offers to try cheese, charcuterie, and calvados, of which I happily indulge. A far cry from the skyscrapers and urban sprawl that make New York City my home. I tell of the popping corks. Coming back to the chateau, I can hear the sound so far away, and I'd smile. The sights of linen hanging in the late day breeze under golden sunshine, along with the smells of dinner wafting in through the window in my room's door. But first, apéro, with a toast to the host, with all her best, a hearty Santé. As day turned to night, the skies appeared in the moonlit sky. A full day has gone by, and I'm ready to say bonne nuit. So yeah, I came across Jane's post back in July, and on that Sunday afternoon, I just sat and thought about basically like kind of went and combed through her Instagram feed, and it was all the creative inspiration I needed to bring out my creativity. And I emailed my submission before the September 1st deadline, thinking, okay, I'm gonna give this a go. I don't expect anything to come of it, but I did it. It was something that appeal to my love of my sense of place, which I try to convey to the reader in every piece of writing that I've done, especially when traveling's involved. So the deadline goes by. I hear I there's nothing. I don't hear anything of it until we get to the morning of Friday, September 19th. I was barely 48 hours in to the residency at the Chateau Bosgouet, and at 6 a.m. on Friday, which would become a normal routine during the residency, I would be sitting in the salon with my cup of coffee in hand, as at that hour everyone was still asleep. But on this particular morning, I just happened to come across a coffee table book in my sight, and who wrote it? Who was behind it? Jane Webster and her coffee table book Chateau Life. So I took a photo of the cover and DM'd Jane pretty much immediately afterward to say that am in France and I happened to come across her book. This wasn't the first time that I come across Chateau Life in my travels, as there's also a copy of the book at my friend Wendy's home, the Phineas Wright House in Bolton, Massachusetts, knowing that she and Jane used to co-host the initial run of what would be Wendy's Say Yes to Yourself podcast, eventually turned out to be the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. So the morning goes by. It's a little bit after 8 a.m. I'm back in my room after breakfast, and I check my inbox, and there's an email from Jane. With the magic subject line, "Congratulations, you've won our Letter to Normandy competition." That's right. The letter that I just read in this video, and that I submitted for Jane's competition, to my shock and surprise, was chosen as the winning entry. Admittedly, I had to look at the email twice because I could not believe it. I could not believe that of all the people that submitted entries, were probably a lot better than mine by a wide margin, and yet my submission was chosen as the winner. Like, after I immediately pumped it in the Lockerville group chat that I got this notice, the reality began. It was no fluke or serendipity. This was actually happening. So there is a prize involved, a 50% grant to put towards the stay at or Chateau Life residency, which will likely happen at some point in 2026. But it's like, and that day I needed some sort of morale boost. Like, I was already feeling I was way over my head, being at the chateau with the amazing artists, photographers, and writers that I was working with, and let alone it was the day of the open mic. So I was even more nervous than usual, because it would be my first time like showing when I got to the group, and seeing the email in a way settled my nerves the rest of that day, and I was able to perform at the open mic later that day. So at the very least, if nothing else, I have something to look forward to. Definitely have something to look forward to in the new year, and I can't wait to see where this eventually ends up taking me. As I got used to, I got used to Chateau life at Horkovo. It feels like it feels Chateau life fits me to a certain degree. Peaceful, quiet, free of all the distractions that make modern life harrowing at times, and scenery that begs to be written about. So that's what I'm hoping that this experience will be in the new year, and I can't wait to get to Bosgouet. And I want to think, and I know that this letter will also be part of the chateau's permanent Bosgouet's permanent collection. But I I've been sitting on this letter since July, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna read for this week's video, but this this letter kept coming up, so I figured, okay, I'm gonna break my own rule for the last video of the year and read the letter and give it a voice. And I have. And that being said, that's a wrap as far as video wise for 2025. I from next week through the end of the holidays, I'll be slowing down a bit with one post a day until from next Monday the 22nd to January 5th. I won't completely disappear, because we're still heading towards the apex of the holiday season, and I still need to put this topsy weird year into perspective before I can look ahead to 2026. I just hope that next year will be as fruitful creatively as this year has been. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's video. That's a wrap for 2025. I just want to say to Jane, thank you, thank you for giving my letter the time of day, and thank you for the selection. It's an honor that my letter was chosen as the winning entry for the competition. I can't wait to get to Bosgouet next year. And to everybody, I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy the next few weeks, and I hope that 2026 is a wonderful year for the world. Like this, no lie, 2025, and at points we've taken it all on the chin with all the difficulties going on in the world. Here's hoping that 2026 is a year that's less with less difficulty and more peace until until January. Joyeux Noël et bonne année à tous. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you. Bonne nuit. Good night, everybody.